After working for many years to establish itself as the authority when it comes to working for the advocacy of separation of church and state in Canada and the neutrality of government in matters of religion, the Canadian Secular Alliance has finally reached an important step when it was implicitly recognized by the Supreme Court of Canada. The CSA is a non-profit organization representing all Canadians who believe the government should adopt public policies consistent with the secular state. Its members believe that the federal government should not favor one religion over another or religious belief over non-belief. The recognition the CSA received from the Supreme Court of Canada came about because of an important case that will be heard next month. It involves the Quebec secular movement's fight to make sure that secularism is enforced in public institutions by prohibiting the recitation of prayers in municipal. The case involves specifically the city of Saguenay, but the court decision will affect all pending prayer cases currently before the courts in all Canadian provinces. The Canadian Secular Alliance has been granted leave to intervene in the October landmark case against 4 religious institutions. This is particularly important as only 2 secular organizations will be represented. However, to prepare the most effective presentation before the Supreme Court justices, the CSA is looking for financial help. Representatives are asking for support while they attempt to make Canadian legal history. For more information, please visit the website listed in the description section of this video. Last May, the Infidel featured a story involving a group of Iranians who released the popular YouTube video Happy in Tehran, where they can be seen dancing and miming to the track Happy by Pharrell Williams. However, things are not so happy for them right now. On May 19th, the 6 individuals involved in the video were detained and transferred to the Tehran Morality Police's Vozara complex. The arrest triggered an international outcry, especially when the accused were featured on Iranian state television, where they were forced to express remorse for their participation in the video before being released. After a summer-long news blackout from Iran about this issue, we are now told that the young men and women, along with the director, were put on trial starting September 9th. The charges include illegitimate relations, contact with foreign television networks, distribution of a video on the Vulgar YouTube channel, failure to observe Islamic covering, and dancing. This news arrived just as a new video believed to have been shot in Iran shows a woman dancing joyously atop a car and tossing aside her hijab. This is the latest example of women defying the Islamic Republic's strict religious code. The clip starts off showing the woman wearing a hijab. As she continues her dancing, she removes her hijab while we hear cheering from those watching. The video is being circulated online as many are celebrating this woman's courage. However, she runs the risk of being identified, and that would mean she will face punishment from either the government or from private enforcers of Sharia law in Iran. It is unavoidable that we will have to run more updates on this story in the very near future. Philip Missick, a pastor at King of Saints Tabernacle of Cleveland, is leading a campaign to have fictional books about vampires pulled from his local public library. He, along with other religious leaders, has called on the Austin Memorial Library to remove books about vampires, demons, and other magical beings from the teen section. Missick is circulating a petition that requests that the occultic and demonic room be shut down, and these books be purged from the shelves, and public funds should no longer be used to purchase such material. Missick said, "This is dark. There's a sexual element. You have creatures that aren't human. I think it's dangerous for our kids, and an overwhelming amount of these books appear to be targeting teens." He also claims that there are about 75 books in the library that deal with the occult, including the Twilight series.